This always distressed my parents, if only vaguely. They had more pressing matters to ignore. One stumbling block is I dislike instantly everyone I meet. Another is they instantly dislike me. I don't know why. I can't be that bad. Sure, I stink. Talk funny. Pretentious, self-important insights, and my jokes can't be told apart. But I'm a sensitive artist type. That must count for something. But never mind all that. Let me tell you a story. And please, feel free to stop me at any time. Because I can have this tendency to kind of go on and on and on and on and on sometimes. But not all the time. Sometimes I don't say anything at all. Anyway, there we were, my friend and I, in the country, walking across some field or other. Don't know why. In fact, for no reason. We came to this trailer home, my friend and I. The door was open. He said it was okay to go in. Inside was like pictures I'd seen of movie star homes, only more cramped. Great for midgets, I thought. For my friend, too. He was only 7 or 8. Then I went and smashed the chandelier with my head. My friend and I left quickly. It was the wrong trailer anyway. So there we were again, walking across some field, my friend and I. Don't forget to stop me at any time, really. I don't mind. I've told this story 100 times. So we came to this trailer home, this other one. The door was open. My friend said it was okay to go in. Inside was like one of those homes you see on TV. You know, it's spotless and always from the same angles. The place was filled with all kinds of doodads. Too many to get into here. But one that caught my eye was a glass and pewtered stagecoach, life-size, filled with dirt. At least, I think it was dirt. An old Atari hooked up to the cabinet TV, and my friend wanted to play. He was only 7 or 8 after all. At first I wasn't sure, but then he said it was okay. There were all these flashing lights and noises. The graphics weren't too bad, actually. They looked pretty good. I'd never heard of this game before. The object for my friend was to get his player to swallow as much jism as it could when the light meter showed red. I was a little hazy on the object of my player. Something involving pliers, soggy bread, and adhesive tape. But I didn't care. I just pushed the button and moved the joystick. It didn't really seem to correspond with the action on the screen anyway. Bad, but it was their game. The father walked over and turned it off. The whole clan filed in and took their places. I still don't know how many kids they had. 19 or 20. I lost count. My friend was one of them. I didn't know what to do with myself. I put my hands in my poncho and stood up, shattering the chandelier into tiny bits. The mother, I assumed it was the mother, scowled at me, or at least in my direction, while the father grilled me on a series of finer points, like what was my favorite color, like this, and by hours I mean the kind spent in a dentist chair, with an insurance salesman, with a film critic. The father finally dropped his string of questioning. I too shared his string fetish, which is, I think, what eventually drove him to drop it. Needless to say, I was in a bit of a bind. I wanted to stay my friend's friend, but his parents, and indeed his whole family, were dead set against it. But then something happened. I started talking. I started pointing out things and expounding on them. I recalled anecdotes and embellished them. When I ran out of those, I just made things up. I couldn't believe it. They seemed to laugh at everything I said. I was a hit. I was a focal point. For one brief, shining moment, I was the center of attention. And not through any of my old cheap ploys like dousing gasoline on myself and those around me, but because of what I said, of who I was. Don't ask me to recall any of those things I said, because I can't for the life of me remember. But it happened. It really did. Later, at bedtime, I went around and tucked each of the children in separately, reprising bits of my routine for each child. Tucking in the mother, I guess I lingered a little longer than needed, which renewed suspicion in the father. But I couldn't help it. That scowl drove me wild. I later found out it was a hair lip. When it came to my friend, I went and smashed the chandelier with my head again, as a joke. But you know how friends are. As I crawled into bed and pulled the covers over me, I couldn't help feeling that my friend hated me, was repulsed by me, wished I was dead. But I couldn't think of that now. We all had a big day ahead of us. At 3 in the morning, I awoke and dialed a phone number at random. My friend, a different friend, answered on the first ring. I waited a moment, then hung up.